Good evening. Welcome to the John Madejski Academy, where, in a very bizarre turn of events, we have the home team, Worthing Thunder.
Yeah, good evening, Mark. Good evening. Welcome to the home of the Rockets Thunder.
Joined by Matt Johnson across the Reading Rockets YouTube channel and Basketball England YouTube channel, so you can catch us in various different places this evening in what is a bit of a bizarre evening already.
Brilliant.
As I say, it's Worthing Thunder as the home team. The away team is Reading. We are playing in Reading. But yeah, in a bizarre twist, it was Barking Abbey until 2 days ago.
Yep.
And then the call was put out by Chairman Gary Johnson. Is anyone ready to play? Worthing said yes.
Yeah.
So here we are, home game for Worthing at JMA.
Absolutely. And Worthing without Cam Hildreth, who's got an amazing call up to the GB guys as well, Mark. So great to see that happening for us. And something more to talk about later on. And certainly good for us to be here, and always good. A Worthing game, we said it last time, Worthing always brings out something different in every game. And this roster is going to be no different. Few additions from last time as well, which we'll get into. But yeah, really good to be here. Yeah,
super pleased we get a game on, as we were very much looking forward to hosting Barking Abbey. That didn't go through, so Worthing Thunder are here, and we were kind of desperately scrambling and hoping in the week that we'd get in our kind of what we believe to be our last home game before Christmas, which is an away game. But let's not go there anymore because it's fairly complicated.
But well done, admin team. Well done, everyone that makes this happen. Terrific. This is the COVID competition, right?
Yeah, terrific.
So, and in that, the coaches have, like, I don't know, 15 minutes to prepare for a new team, all that kind of stuff. We said it before. It just adds to it. It adds to the moment, and for the players as well. You know, they just want to play. The people want to see games. So anything that Basketball England can do, and that the Rockets and Worthing, and you know, a big thanks to the Thunder and all their support and professionalism, and Sarah, who's down there courtside at the moment, and Zaire, and the support that they gave at short notice to come and get a game. Well, you know, great thanks to NBL, and another good showing, Mark.
Definitely. So you mentioned it, Worthing Thunder without Cameron Hildreth. He's away on international duty, and you managed to watch most of the game. A 5 p.m. tip-off was relatively inconvenient for me and my 3 children, as it falls in dinners, baths and bedtime.
Yeah, no.
It covers that entire span.
Yeah.
So tell me, what happened in the game? How did it all go?
Well, listen, I think international basketball is a wonderful thing for us to be discussing. The first quarter of the GB game wasn't where we wanted to be. Everyone knows that. And you're playing France. And I think one of the things that's just incredibly difficult for us to get our heads around is the level that we're playing at now to even qualify is so tough. The Germany, Montenegro, the France group. And, you know, all credit to everyone. You've got pro players in and out of contracts in crazy leagues, getting together at short notice. A coach that's been there, dropping everything that he's got, Mark Stutel, to put together a roster with limited time together. And you know what? Just lots of praise and lots of pride from us that we've got a team that's competing, and we've got some really talented guys. No, not the way we want to be yet, but we're in the right place. You know, we're trying to do the right things, and as a federation, lots to work out. Players giving everything they've got. You can never ever discuss the players, their effort, their energy to work. I think has been something that's great. Culturally, we've got a long way to go before our team is that way. But most of these teams and these players, domestic leagues, are incredible. France, Spain, Germany, they're playing in front of loads of crowds, big money budgets, big experience, and lots of youth, like lots of very high-quality youth players always coming through. So, you know, the home of Tony Parker is never going to be a place to be easy, is it?
Yeah, I think there were some more rational heads across social media, as sometimes there are some irrational heads that kind of mentioned
what, on social media?
Yeah, I know, especially during COVID.
Yeah.
Of course, France are a perennial top 5 world team, probably top 3, and I know there'll be the argument, it was their second or third team, and let's be clear, right? The pathway and the talent pool for them is larger than ours. So if it is the second team, it's still going to be highly
totally different structure. Apples and pears, you know, and that's why I always look to the players and say, look, thank you. The work you're doing for our national team is great. I mean, everyone's a social media coach now, aren't they? And, you know, and good luck to them. But at the same time, if there was an easy fix, it would be fixed. It's not. This is about changing your entire culture of basketball from the 6 and 5 and 4-year-olds right the way through. The guys that are out there are giving absolutely everything they've got, from coach, team manager, all the way down. So nothing from me other than, best of luck in the next game Sunday. I think if we can win by 7, then that gives us a really good shot.
Definitely so. And as time's getting away from us a little bit here already, with 3 minutes and 40 seconds before tip. But we were going to touch very quickly on the BBL launching their new media player or streaming service. This
BBL
week.
player.
Quite an interesting move from them. Pleasing move, really. You and I think it's something quite positive. I know there's been some. Again, there's always going to be some comments, some criticism along the way, but generally quite a positive step. Yeah,
listen, KFC was wrong for the first 999 times. They got it right in the thousandth, right? And the BBL are bringing this player to try on a pretty quick turnaround to get as many games as they can to as many young people, to as many supporters as they can. Pricing, all that kind of stuff, it's really difficult to get that right, as you and me know from a personal knowledge from within the streaming world. And I think just the attempt to get the game out is really important. And whether that's £5, £20 a month, whatever it is, we are not the NBA, we're not EuroLeague, and we're not trying to be. And I don't think that's what the BBL are trying to do either. So anyone that's a little bit sensitive about it, that's okay too. But this is a positive step going forward. This is more eyes on our game, when eyes on games are very difficult. Even though we're saying, fans are coming back in, the venues have got to say fans can come back in. This is not the easiest thing to get right. It's all very well a football team saying, we can just go and play and get 2,000 people in. Well, the venues might not allow you in. We're still looking at our venues, and so are Worthing, and I know Hemel as well in our division. So anything the BBL's doing to get eyes on it and get sponsors and supporters around it, it's a big thumbs up from me.
And that leaves us into a very good segue, a couple of minutes, because we need to get through rosters as well before we start. But our streaming service, the Stream Team.
The Stream Team?
The in-house Reading Rocket streaming guys are going to be free to air for the next at least 5 games, right?
Are we?
That was the press release I got.
Yeah, absolutely. And just brilliant to get a partner. And the great outdoor gym company have done some work in Reading as a friend of basketball as well. Matt Delaney and his wife George have now grown their brand to a global brand of putting some incredible outdoor facilities around. And we are incredibly pleased to say that they're our partner. And we're going to keep building the stream, and we're going to send it out live for as long as we possibly can. They do some amazing stuff for young people. And listen, Mark, when we're talking about everyone getting active at the moment and mental health and everything else, what a wonderful partner to have.
And genuinely, I had a little look around, obviously, looking for videos and logos and everything that you do from a media side of things. Their stuff is super impressive.
Yeah.
It's much more than just an outdoor gym. It's, very connected, very forward-thinking.
You can charge your iPhone. You can charge your phone if you ride fast enough.
Absolutely right.
So you best get riding.
Teams are in for the pre-game final word, as we just have a quick look at the roster, starting with the Worthing Thunder. It's going to be 3, Nicholas Balloon. It's going to be Josh Goddard in 6, Ishmael Fontaine in 7, Dominic Ives wears 8, Jack Sunderland in 10, who is a new addition, as is Josh Brown in 11. Max Richardson wears 23. Howard Crawford, the big man up front, wears 35. Tom Ward, silky smooth shooter, wears 55. And Zaire Taylor wears 99. You'll notice that they are wearing their Black Lives Matters jersey today. A few comments of that already on the live streams. But yeah, check those out. Very, very impressive jerseys and a obviously very meaningful cause. For the Reading Rockets, it's going to be Import Osho and Williams out of App State wearing 4, Reese Pinnock in 5, Jacob Stanwell Tate in 6. It's Ronnie Ogaweki in 7. You'll tell me I pronounced that wrong.
Not bad.
Not bad. Ben Dixon in 6, Chuck DeRue wears 10, Sam Grant 11, Leon Francis in 12, KV Live wears 13, Jacob Satautis in 14, and big man up front, Lewis Diankulu wears 15. Alan Keane obviously coaching the Reading Rockets as they hit the floor today.
Yeah, and just point out quickly before the teams come out, Mark, you said guys that are new to the roster, Jack Sunderland, Josh Brown. They might be new to this year's roster, but they're very well known in the Worthing area and around the basketball program. Jack Sunderland had a stellar junior career as well, and a great respect for the way that young man has always put his body on the line for his team. Same thing there for Josh Brown, who had a spell away from Worthing, went to Solent and went to university there, I believe, and Max Richardson, obviously, who's been in the roster all the time. But these guys have been in Worthing or in and around Worthing, as well as Julian Stanley, who's the named head coach and supports Zaire Taylor with that role. all Worthing guys, mate. And I think that's really, really good to see. So congratulations, Thunder, for doing a great job there.
Very impressive. Just looking, it's Richardson, Tom Ward, Crawford, Ives, and Zaire Taylor for Worthing. It's Sam Grant, Dean Kulu, Pinnock, Francis, and Osho and Williams as we just take a knee pre-game. Okay, opening tip. It's come around very quickly.
Wow, well, you had a lot to say clearly pre-game.
Yeah, I mean, we usually do. But here we are.
Yeah, let's enjoy the game.
It's going to be Sam Grant and Howard Crawford jumping it up.
Okay.
I think it was tipped on the way up. It's going to stay with Reading.
Before you mention the referees as well, Ed Abansky refereeing Barcelona against Asval in the EuroLeague yesterday. Great to see British refs with Matt Marsh on the bench. Well, not in kit, but part of that team.
Very good as Reading's opening possession here. He'll go to Leon Francis down low. He'll take a little dribble, find Pinnock on the wing. Pulls up.
Yeah.
Early one for Reese. Doesn't get it to go. Shot clock was buzzed, but I think just a late call there.
Yeah, and I'll say to you as well, Mark, I got here at about 3:30 and O'Shawn and Reese were shooting in the gym. They must have put up 500 shots each just to get themselves ready for the game. That's some of the stuff that maybe the younger players don't see as much of. Zaire with an incredible...
There's the patented 360 layup from Zaire Taylor, got mentioned on social media this week. Tipped this way, it's going back the other way, tipped out of Pinnock's hands. As I say, it was the 360 layup was mentioned as one of the guarantees of seeing in an NBL season from Zaire Taylor.
Yeah.
And he's the one who will control the ball here, matched up with Leon Francis, and we'll just see where Worthing go with this opening possession. Ive with the screen, it's handoff from Crawford to Max Richardson, who now finds Crawford in the block. Good match-up this last time they were out. Crawford and Dean Cooley. He goes to the turnaround hook. Francis pulls it down They will have a tough time wrestling it off that guy.
Great stuff. And I know that Todd, social media guy, will have got a great picture of that, and he'll be talking about to our friends at the wash box about getting that kit cleaned.
He hasn't even got his camera out.
You're joking. Todd, you're fired.
Anyway, bit of a slow start here. Still 0-0, just over a minute gone. It's O'Shawn Williams to run this offence for Reading. Finds Sam Grant on a wing, then to Francis up top. He'll go against Max Richardson, just bulldoze his way in. It's Crawford on the steal and Zaire Taylor on the leak out. Should get two on this one. Just blows the left and a quick turnaround with the rebound from Sam Grant. Gets O'Shawn. It's a 3-on-3. O'Shawn to the crossover, goes inside. Great finish from the man out of App State.
Yep. Whole bench jumps up as well, Mark. They like to see O'Shawn go at the basket. They like to see him get kick contact and finish. Incredible 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah, very
tough matchup for anybody.
Very underrated athletic. They'll go to the bigger Richardson on Pinnock. He just blows the reverse layup, and it's Sam Grant who clears another board, and he'll lead the break.
Good out there.
Williams on the wing. Early pull-up. Feels it. Not this time for O'Shawn Williams, and it's Ives who clears the boards. And this pace has picked up just a little here with Richardson on the wing. Ives with a nice slip. Gets himself in the mid-block.
Good matchup that as well. Ives out of Canterbury as well. Very well coached.
Tom Ward and
Sam with another rebound.
Tipped by Richardson, so this one will stay with Reading, and it's...
in every sport, do the players taught to just go, yay, and try and trick the refs? Because footballers do it wonderfully well. Richardson was wonderful at it then. I'd have given it to him, just because of the acting.
The disappointment on his face.
Yeah, oh, come on.
Gamesmanship, I believe. Not cheating, gamesmanship.
Interesting, look as though we might get... We've got an early sub here as well, so in comes Josh Brown. And out... Grant with the roll.
It's Crawford who's gone out early. Josh Brown who wears 11, and it's still controlled here by Zaire Taylor, who will dial his own number early. Doesn't get that one's going. It's Dean Kulu with the board, and we're off racing with O'Shawn Williams. Goes to the crossover again. Great find to Sam Grant on the wing, who makes that one early from Sam Grant. Big three. But Rockets lead this one 7-0.
I was just saying about the pace then of O'Shawn attacking, Mark. Sinks the defence down. and they have to come off and help, and suddenly they find Grant. Now, if you remember Ives, another good rebound. Giankulu cleans it up, finds a show with the ball screen at the end, finds Francis, doesn't go, but
this one will stay by the looks of things, and keep an eye on that one. So I know Giankulu's cleared a couple of balls now. I know Alan wants that production out of him on the boards. As we see some subs, it's Josh Brown out, Ishmael Fontaine in. Quick, any reason for quick subs?
I think that's called the hokey cokey.
Ish didn't have his shoes tied up or something. Wasn't ready.
In out. We'll see what's happened there, but I think that means Worthing are just trying to find the right matchup.
Tom Ward, the little in and out dribble, doesn't get that one to go. And O'Showen skies amongst the trees to get that one. Early whistle as O'Showen goes for the layup, but this one foul on the floor way before that one.
Yeah.
Rock is leading.
I was going to say, Mark, I really hope the camera picks up the pace of transition. Really good to see Rockets rebounding very well, getting the ball into Williams' hands, and the Jets go on. But it's great to see other guys running ahead. We've had 3 kick-aheads already. Sam Grant, good rebound and dribble out. They're very dangerous, very difficult to play against the Rockets team like that. And Worthing are in zone, so they've got to recover quickly if they're going to stay matched up. Great look there.
Good set there from Alan Keane, who finds a runner on the baseline, takes a guy with him, leaves Giankulu wide open as Ishmael Fontaine out on the break for the layup. And transition defense continues to be a word on the lips of every kind of Rockets fan and people who watch, because they're still not quite clicking there as Giankulu gets another look, and he'll get another one to go. Good stuff from Lewis Giankulu early. Yeah,
good. 2 clean rebounds as well for Giankulu.
Hit the head to Fontaine. This is Ives.
And if you remember
the roll.
If you remember, Mark, Ives came in, splashed 2 or 3 threes without touching the ring last time we played, and really gave them some.
Giankulu again, great footwork, finds Francis. He'll step through the double team and lay that one in. The big guys are getting it done here for the Reading Rockets. They lead 13-4.
Keep your eyes on Worthing's coach as well, because he's going to need to have a timeout unless they score.
Richardson goes handoff with Tom Ward back into the post. He'll get an easy layup on this one, goes underneath, and 1.
Yeah, disappointing that. Both sides of the post defence are showing, tried to get in front of the bigger Richardson, and Rockets defence behind him, not good enough then to cover.
Tricky sequence for Sam Grant, was not really in the was not quite in the help position he needed to be, and then fouled on the layup. And Richardson, enough of a veteran still at his young age to get the contact and finish. Yeah,
and it's interesting because Williams will be seen as a target because of his size, but what you're going to find is that Rockets will find different ways to solve that.
It's Giankulu again with a touch. He's going to go back to that right-handed hook, and he'll get another one to go. And the bench are loving it for the big man.
Yeah, this is definitely the best 5 minutes for Giankulu at the start of the game.
And this is Fontaine now who control for Reading. It's Pinnock who trails Richardson, who just takes a slip, manages to hand it back to Ishmael Fontaine, who will dial his own number again from long range. And that one will go over the backboard, stay in play. Pinnock out and running. It's Giankulu on his left. Pinnock will hold it himself, and he's just stumbled with that one again out of bounds. And 2 tough calls early for Reese Pinnock.
Yeah.
May well see a sub here. No, it's Ben Dixon coming in for the junior Sam Grant, as we just take a look at that Giankulu layup again.
I love the fact we can do replays, by the way, I'm just saying.
Listen, it's nothing to do with us, mate. We've just got to keep an eye on when they do a replay.
Don't tell anyone.
Sorry. This is Taylor, finds Richardson in that little short corner, likes that one but doesn't get it to go. Tom Ward will get an easy tip in, and that's where you need a big body to muscle Tom Ward out of there, but he doesn't, and he goes untouched. It's Pinnock down the middle, and this time he gets the call, and it's probably the cleanest
difficult. I don't want your opinion on the refs. We don't want your opinion. There's a foul on the replay. There it is. A clean foul, Mark. Yet again.
Just saying.
You need to put your whistle away.
All I said was cleanest of the 3. I didn't.
It was a comparative.
Anybody.
Of course it was.
Giankulu trying to get the ball to O'Showen. He's taken away by Taylor, and
Stuffed off the backboard by Jeff
off the backboard. Dominic Ives.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
Yeah.
And here is Leon Francis, goes middle, tries to drop it off to Diankulu. Wrong option that time, and it goes back to Worthing.
And, you know, Mark, this is a good 6.5 minutes for the Rockets as well. Good 7 minutes and 15 points. And disappointing will be actually giving up that layup that they had, the open layup. And this steal there where we've got, you know, Taylor just takes it off the big guy in the backcourt. So we've got to do better with things like that are just easy plays.
Tom Ward gets an open look.
Yeah, he's going to like that one, isn't he?
He's going to make that easily as they trailed him off the screen, and Tom Ward doesn't miss too many of those rhythm threes.
Yeah.
And it's O'Showen back the other way. This one now closer than before. 15-12 to Reading. They lead this one. They are guests on the scoreboard, remember, as it is a Worthing home game, as O'Showen goes to his right.
Yep.
Can't get the little hook to go, and it's Zaire Taylor who will clear and will be matched up with O'Showen Williams. He likes to go to the back down.
And they're going for the big guards here. Richardson
with a decent fake to free himself up.
And let's keep an eye on this group, Mark, because this is with Chuck in at the 4.
Ben Dixon for 3, front rims this one, and there's some contact underneath, and foul is on, Dominic Ives. So what have you seen early, Matt, from both of these teams?
Interesting. Worthing coming out in zone, which you don't see too much. So it's interesting to see because you kind of allow the other team to get into a bit of a rhythm. Big Jacob Satout was just in on the floor, Mark, now as Lewis Diankulu takes a well-earned rest. And interesting to see how Rockets have come down the floor, try to get some early defence, try to get some steals, try to get some pressure on, and equally get that out in transition as well.
Satout hands off to O'Showen, then to Pinnock, who drops it to Chuck Duru down low. He can't get that one to go, and it's Zaire Taylor controlling the point for Worthing.
That's 2 new guys just entering the floor at the same time. Good cover by Dixon.
Zaire Taylor wide open, doesn't get that one to go, and Ben Dixon on the rebound. He'll keep it and push the break himself. He's being trailed by Tom Ward. He pulls up, and it's Pinnock going to his left. Gets some contact there by new guy Josh Brown. Chuck Duru from straightaway 3 makes that one.
Dials that one in, doesn't he? Dials that one, and he looks as though he's going to make it as well. Got his feet underneath him. Josh Brown back in the game now for Thunder. This group for Worthing is a really tough perimeter shooting group. Taylor
finds Fontaine. He'll pull that one up. It rattles just in and out.
That was like a quarter of a tiny bit of a millimeter out.
It was 3/4 of the way down, and it's Duru back inside off the feed from O'Showen Williams.
Who gets his own
rebound, puts it in. Chuck the freight train Duru.
No, I said to you, that's a ridiculous thing to say. Ridiculous. He didn't even move like...
I know you liked it. And it's Zaire Taylor with some contact, gets O'Showen on his back for the seal underneath, and a very heady play from veteran Zaire Taylor.
Yeah, and you can see it right there. Chuck getting the offensive rebound, uses the soft backboard.
Did you say the freight train?
No, I didn't say the freight train.
Did you see a train today on your daily walk?
We went out for a walk, didn't see a train. And not one that looked like Chuck either.
Just as we see Zaire Taylor at the line now, quick thank you to everybody on the live stream as we're streaming across both the Reading Rockets channel and Basketball England.
How that's just...
I'm covering...
How anyone knows the science to do that, we don't know.
I'm covering both, so leave me comments or leave us comments on either. Thanks to some of the usual suspects.
Yep.
Rebounds in the house, Josh Thorne in the house, Ben Landers in the house, you know.
Rockets old boys, Damon Cooper always, his ego says he needs to have a shout out, otherwise he won't watch. Nothing's changed there. Into the game is Jacob Tate.
Jacob Stanwell Tate, as you say, in. It's Dixon now on this right ring, goes pick and roll with Chuck Duru.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a great steal on Tom Ward, and they'll go
under 10
pick
seconds.
And roll with Satautis.
Poor, wrong choice again then out the ball screen.
This is Richardson down the middle, gets plenty of contact.
Good rebound.
Looking for it, but doesn't get that call. And it's the lightning quick O'Showen Williams, goes lefty in and out, drops it down to Jacob Stanwell Tate. Back rims that one. Nice to see the young man pulling the trigger, and there's a foul on Ishmael Fontaine, I believe, with the hold.
No, it's on Jacob Satautis.
Oh, it's gone the other way.
Yeah.
Fair enough. A lot of arms in there, as you can see on the replay.
Yep. 1 minute to go, and Mark agrees with the refs. So 9 minutes have gone.
I actually didn't. I just said there was a lot of contact.
For those that
there was no agreement. Just a lot of contact.
Yeah.
You'll see I'm very objective.
Here's
Non-committal.
here's the post action, leaving open shooters, and Brown knocks it down. So it's going to be really, really interesting, Mark, because that is something that Coach Keane is going to have to get right in the second half.
Chuck Duru down the middle. Nothing doing, out of bounds on Jacob Satautis on the rebound.
Yeah.
And 10 minutes has flown by here. So it's Reading still leading by 3. As I say, it's confusing if you see a shot of the scoreboard, which you probably won't, but if you do, it's very unusual for us because the scoreboard says guests.
Correct.
That's actually Reading Rockets.
Yeah.
And home is Worthing. But I'm sure on our live stream you can see the Worthing Reading shortened versions of the name, so it's easier for you guys than it is for us. Yeah. Anyway, this is
first we like we've got Reese got the matchup that we like, and Reese was hounded Zaire Taylor into it. 15 seconds to go on the clock. Let's see what Rockets have got to end the quarter with. They're up 3. Can they get in up 5 or 6?
This is
Tom Ward with hands.
Pinnock will
finds
find
Duru. Got a good look at it as well.
A couple of seconds left. Chance to get one up from distance.
Fontaine.
That's away short. And 10 minutes flown by.
Yeah.
Just like that. It's Reading leading this one 20-17 in what was a quick start for the Rockets, finding some success inside with Lewis Diankulu and Leon Francis. And now it's slowed down a little bit. So, Matt, is it worth looking at something drawn up by you today? I wondered if is it something on your mind, the post entry perhaps for Worthing? What is it that you want to show the people today?
I think it's really interesting that what we're going to find is for Worthing, they're so strong on the perimeter. They're able to shoot it from anywhere around the 3-point line, which allows Taylor to come down, make an entry pass to the wing, and then go right against the Sherwin Williams here. This is the problem that the Rockets are going to have, solving this issue for the whole game. We've seen Max Richardson go at Reese Pinnock. We've seen Zaire Taylor going at Sherwin Williams. So what are they looking for? They're looking for fouls here on the block. They're looking for easy buckets, and they're looking to see if they can take advantage of smaller guard play. So Rockets will be quick. They'll want to be out in transition, but this is going to be the thing we need to see. So keep your eyes on Taylor when he comes here, hands it to the wing, or him or Richardson will slide straight into the post, and we'll see if Rockets have got something in this out of this quarter time to solve that one.
Awesome, Matt. Thanks for drawing that one up, and totally agree. It's the post entry, and you do need a new pen. Yeah. Ironically, the green was working much better prior to the game, and then when you come to draw it up, it's now faded.
Yeah, like my career.
Showbiz. That's showbiz for you, everybody.
Yeah.
Anyway, while we've got the teams are coming back out, just waiting for Reading to come onto the floor. Again, just going to give a few shout-outs to everybody. Thanks for joining us. There's John Dowling. Coach Dowling from Coach Keane's hometown of Tralee in Ireland. Thank you.
I think that's Tralee, Mark.
That's what I said. Thanks for joining us this evening, all the way from Ireland. Anyone else joining us from overseas? Let us know where you're tuning in from. Always nice to see an overseas contingent. Kirsty says, say hello to Damon for me. That's unsurprising.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
But thanks for joining us. And here we go again. It's Zaire Taylor, as I say, Rockets leading this one by 3.
Yeah.
Max Richardson with Fontaine. And straight away, Matt, on cue.
And that's that open shot that they've just turned down.
Yeah. Tom
Good
Ward, one dribble pull.
Time.
That is the one that Tom Ward really likes, the one dribble pull to his left.
Yeah, and what we're going to see, Mark, is Sam Grant's going to then really have to understand about getting to the level of these guys, because Tom Ward can do that at a really, really high level. He can just separate and shoot. And most of these Worthing guys can create their own shots. So be interesting to see now. This is a really, really perimeter-based group for the Thunder, and going at young Satautis.
It's Howard Crawford back in the game. There's a foul off the ball there. It's Max Richardson who picks that one up, his first foul.
Yeah, and I think this is something that Thunder are going to have to keep an eye on. If there's foul trouble, I think that's Richardson's first anyway. But if there is any foul trouble, they need to get something out of their bench. And at the moment, they've subbed quickly. We probably will see Jack Sunderland come in next.
Okay, it's Dixon on the turn. He front rim this one, hasn't quite caught the pace of the game from a shooting position yet, and it's Tom Ward who clears.
Yeah.
He'll take a bit of time and wait for Zaire Taylor. He's free. I thought he would pull it. It's Tom Ward who made the last one, and he just rims that one in and out. Cleared by Satautis. Back the other way with Dixon. Dixon will drive the middle.
Another mistake by Rockets, though, where
Sam Grant, I love it when Sam Grant puts the ball on the floor. Could have taken one more dribble, really, to get to the rim. Doesn't quite get there, and it's Taylor who will be running this point forward roll to perfection for most of the day, and it's Crawford against the youngster. Satautis got his feet moving, and Crawford will take a dribble inside, turn around to the righty hook, and just gets the roll.
But good defence there.
Yep.
Satautis did a good job then, keeping him, made him turn away from his shoulder.
Good stand by the young man. It's Dixon who will control here for Reading. Back for Satautis, little handoff, and it's Pinnock who goes off the single.
Grant to the corner.
Grant off the double. He's into the middle, running left hand. Nice from Sam Grant. Can't get this one to fall, and it's a kick ahead early to Ishmael Fontaine, then to Ward. He'll put it on the floor. Nice hands from Reece Pinnock. Looking ahead, nothing doing. Controlled by the Aussie Ben Dixon.
Yeah.
This is Sam Grant. Goes pick and roll with the youngster Satautis, and it's going the other way with Ishmael Fontaine. He will elevate for the two-handed slam, Ishmael Fontaine.
And time-out called by Coach Keane. And we'll see Sean Williams come back in. So Coach Keane will talk this one over. Not, to be honest, Mark, first play of the game, we saw the post entry that we were just discussing. Tough one for Rockets to get to. But I think Coach will be disappointed because he's given, oh, what a flush though, Fontaine. And he's been doing that for about 15 years as well. I might have just aged him a little bit there, but great to see Division 1 athletes at their best.
Absolutely. 6-point swing here. Reading were leading at the end of the first, 20-17. It's a 6-0 run.
Yeah.
Going the other way, it's now Worthing leading this one by 6. And as you say...
By 3.
By 3, sorry. 6-point swing, leading by 3. So, yeah, good analysis by you. Hopefully we'll be able to get the I was going to say the whiteboard. That's not...
Wow, chalk?
Chalkboard.
Blackboard and the chalk.
Get the chalkboard out again, but we'll certainly get some insights. There's already been noticed by some of the people on the stream, appreciative of your analysis. So good job there, my friend.
I'll just thank Worthing for doing what we said straight afterwards.
Was that the wink to the coach?
Yeah, exactly. Don't forget to post the guy up.
So this is good stuff here. Worthing right back in it. Really looking forward to where this one might go. What do you think Coach Keane does quickly, Matt, with the 20 seconds before they come out?
Yeah, he's frustrated on both ends there. We've had 3 or 4 poor finishes where good attempts. Sam Grant's got 2 of them. Need to go and finish that, doesn't he? And then this game's even. And as we said, these Worthing-Reading games, it doesn't matter who the rosters are. These games are always good. They're always tight. So, Worthing right in this game now. They were trailing. They've now got themselves a little lead. Gone back to man, and Francis comes back in straight away against Sunderland. Good ball movement. Good rebound, Dixon.
Dixon, two goes at it, 3 goes at it. Reading still can't get it to go.
Yeah, and for anyone that's coaching out there, they would have just said, just put it on the floor.
Crawford, nice spin, right-handed finish for the big man.
And Mark, I was saying before, with Crawford doing what he can do, and he's just got 4 points quickly, if he can rebound and just give them that little bit there, he is going to be so difficult to play against. He's such a big guy, good athlete.
Chuck Daru throws this one away. And Worthing going to be out and running again. This is Taylor looking to the wing. Sunderland goes the other way to Fontaine. He will go wide right on this one, and it's Dixon with the clear.
But you saw them, Mark, didn't you? Daru just left him. Fontaine wide open. That's a shot he can make.
Dixon goes inside. It's stripped by Richardson. A shout for it to come off Dixon's knee. Referees keep it with Reading. Just as you see the drive.
Cups it. Yeah. You can call that a foul as well. That can be called as a foul. Richardson.
I don't think you can, mate, because the referees didn't say.
I said you could. I said you can.
Anyway, let's leave. You and I have got to leave the refs alone because we haven't even actually said anything bad yet, and we're making it sound like we have.
Don't say we. It's you.
You just question the call then, mate. Anyway, Leon Francis in the corner. He's guarded by Sunderland. Fake handoff with Pinnock, and he'll just go to the back down against Fontaine. Just bullies his way in. Great defence by Ishmael Fontaine, who just strips it as he tries to bulldoze his way through. And Worthing, again, long outlets, get them into offence really quick. It's Sunderland goes through Fontaine, higher top of key. It's Zaire Taylor inside to Crawford again.
Yeah, and
they'll go inside, outside.
Don't need to help on this. Just need to stay where they are. Travel called. Just slid his pivot foot when he got hold of that one.
Good spot by the ref.
Yep, and by me.
Well done. And it's Pinnock again with O'Shea and Williams in the backcourt to control for Reading. They'll be joined by Dixon. It's Leon Francis and Lewis Diankulu up front, who had a pretty good start to this one. It's down screen for O'Shea and Williams into the ball screen from Leon Francis. He wants Leon to roll. He doesn't. Bit slow out of that pick. It's Pinnock, left wing.
Yeah,
He'll
I
go
want
pick
to see
and roll with
Pinnock shoot that one, Mark.
Well, he will.
Yeah.
He'll answer that one. Back rims it, but...
And he needs to shoot it, and he needs to keep shooting that. That's a good shot for him to take.
It's Crawford looking up top. Little bit ambitious, I'd have thought, from Zaire Taylor for Crawford to pull that one down.
And I think now what we're going to see, Coach Keane is going to change something up for offence here. Where we're running, Rockets were running really simple, open offence and had lots of opportunities, and they've just got into some dribble drive stuff.
And it's going to go the other way.
Yeah, offensive foul, good defence by Crawford. Francis went through his numbers, right through the logo.
I think if you look at Worthing, and I'll get your take on this, their activity defensively seems much higher than Reading. They're a little bit more dynamic on switching. They're picking up variety of guys. I think it's just making it hard for Reading to find any continuity. What do you think?
Yeah, and they don't have any. There's no weakness in there. If you saw the last play down there, they switched and they had Fontaine guarding Reading's 4, which is Francis, and Fontaine just muscled him up, didn't panic, took the ball off him. Whereas the other end, when Rockets are defending with their smaller guards, they're struggling to keep them in front.
Zaire Taylor from way downtown, and he buries that one for 3. Worthing extend the lead here. It's 28 plays 20. Reading still yet to score in this second quarter. Pinnock goes on the drive, finds Diankulu, who has liked that right-handed hook.
He's loving
and he makes another.
He's loving it. He must be close to double figures as well.
But again, quick outlets, long outlets are getting Worthing back into offense. Taylor's going to dial another one from deep and makes it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Huge shot from Zaire Taylor, and the lead extends again, 31-22. And Coach Alan Keane takes another time.
And listen, the thing that we got to know, and everyone knows about Taylor from his BBL days, BBL MVP, is he can absolutely get roasting hot. And particularly without Hildreth here, the balls are flying around the floor. Great reversal as well. You see it on the replay as well. Taylor's the guy that can really hurt you. And if he's come to play, which he really looks like he did tonight. Last time we saw him, I think he looked a bit leggy. He looked as though he's a little bit tiredness in there. Tonight, you see a different version of Taylor, and you see a guy that can come in and get 10 points in a minute, and we've just seen him dial 2 threes there from way outside the three-point line. And the thing is, Mark, if he's made 1 or 2 of those, he can make 5 or 6 of them. So
yeah, he's not the guy you want to let get going. Just replying to a couple of comments, there's a few questions on the Basketball England stream about Cameron Hildreth. Where is he?
Yeah, GB. And we said it at the beginning of the show. He was, a real proud moment for him and his dad, Danny, and the family, and Worthing as a club as well, where he's been literally been since a nipper, getting his first GB senior men call up in the 14. So, congratulations to him.
Yeah, he was part of the 14-man roster that went. If you didn't see him yesterday, he was not selected as the 12, so that's kind of why you didn't see him.
Yep.
But he is away still on international duty. Appreciate the questions.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
keep them coming.
Definitely so. We're back into this one. It's O'Shea and Williams for Reading, who again has been a little bit quiet. Good start in the first, hasn't done as much in the second here, and it's ball reversal to Pinnock. They'll go down screen with O'Shea and slipped with Leon Francis. Pinnock tries to get inside. He stands on someone's foot. Doesn't quite get the control, and it's Richardson who clears.
And that's the problem for Rockets' office, is they don't have a solution at the moment at the end.
Wide open, Ishmael Fontaine, not picked up in transition. Oh, they get away with one there.
That's Worthing Thunder basketball almost at its best. They're not worried about who's going to make that.
Again, veteran move by Zaire Taylor. Load of body on Diankulu. The minute they throw the pass, takes his body off him.
Absolutely. Pulls away the rug.
Yep. Great stuff from Zaire Taylor, getting it done on both ends. Skip.
Yeah.
Sunderland through. It's Zaire Taylor. He'll get 2 feet in the paint. Little jump hook, and that one will go as well.
Yeah, and Rockets have got to get some scoring here. They've got to get some scoring out of their guys. They're stuck on 22. They haven't scored for a while. Haven't had anything easy since Gianculu's got a couple of buckets. So need some scoring. Clever foul by Taylor.
The down screen, ball screen, fouled by Zaire Taylor. Do you and we'll just see that action there as it's Pinnock just trying to turn the corner. Taylor out of position, early foul. Smart move from the veteran. Do you think Reading go to a bit of smaller ball? They're playing with 2 bigs. Worthing really only playing with 1.
Yeah, I mean, and this is that group with Francis, I mean, and it should be. If the first 5 minutes you saw, like, you know, a really big run by Rockets, and they were playing with that similar lineup, and they haven't got that lineup back again now. As Williams just short arms the mid-range. It's this end, I think, Mark, that, you know, they're struggling to stop Thunder. And
there's that post up.
Yeah, there it is again.
Easy post, easy find inside. And this lead continues to extend for the Worthing Thunder, who seem to have found the solution to Rockets' defence, and it's not working vice versa. Rockets really struggling.
Yeah.
It's Leon Francis now against Richardson. He'll go skip to Dixon. Good close out by Sunderland on the far side, and that forces Dixon into a turnover.
Yeah, yeah, and Rockets really come off the rails at the moment, aren't they? Struggling to dial an offence that they like, and then as Ishmael fires up at least his 4th or 5th attempt, Sunderland.
There's something happening in transition, because Ishmael Fontaine on the last 3-4 plays has been wide open. I'm not sure if it's a matchup issue or they're just struggling to locate him in transition. But do you remember down this left wing, he's been open for 3-4 times in a row?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's really what they're looking for. They're going to look for either Taylor if he's ahead, or they'll look for Tom when he's on. They'll look for Tom Ward, or they'll look for Josh Brown. They'll look for someone who's wide open to give a quick and easy one. And if not, now you've got Taylor going against the young Sam Grant, and just blows by him. Sam gets a block back on him, but he's beaten too easily.
Bit of a casual finish from Taylor. I imagine he'll want this one back.
Tough,
he'll turn around 3, doesn't get it to go, and it's Chuck Duru on the clear, Dixon on the run out.
Yeah, good to see Rockets now ganging up on the rebounds
Sam
as well.
Grant wide open in the corner, turns one down, finds Chuck Duru, high post. They'll turn around. That's better from the Rockets. They'll ball movement. Still doesn't find the bottom of the rim. Sam's made one from there already.
Yeah,
this one he
short
doesn't.
Arms that one. Just misses that one.
And again, quick pace from Rockets and controlled again by Worthing. They're doing better at finding some good shots. They'll go straight to the post. Little cross-screen action there.
Yeah, good defence inside from Dixon against Taylor. Here's Crawford. Little spin. Oh.
Shot clock will be at 2. That's going to be a violation if you ask me. But no, wasn't quite there. And it's Dixon now. Reading have a chance to kind of cut into this lead. It's going to be look inside to Chuck Duru. Needed a dribble there. Young Sam Grant improved the angle a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's timeout Worthing.
I think, Mark, if I just jump in there, I think this is a good timeout for Alan, for Coach Keane. I think Worthing were doing everything pretty well there. Rockets are struggling to score. Worthing are loading up on the right guys. They're really clogging up the inside, so it's tough to get the big guys to get shots up. Rockets haven't made a shot for a while from the perimeter, so they're doing the right things. Worthing are really playing in this game. They're playing the game that they're actually in, rather than playing against the players on the scout. So it's really impressive to see how Worthing have turned this one round. Going to be interesting now what Coach Keane and Williams and Coach Dan Lloyd as well, what they're going to do to change things, because they can't continue the same way. So will we see some different defense from Rockets? We haven't seen any zone. We haven't seen any much zone trap or anything. But let's just have a look and see what Coach Keane comes out with. I'm expecting to see going inside to maybe Jan Kulu, who's managed to be a threat inside, or maybe something with some of the wings with getting O'Shea and Williams in a ball screen action and give them a little bit of space to play. They just need to find a rhythm again and remind themselves about what happened in the first 5 minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah, I think you can safely say Reading haven't been particularly successful in any phase of offense in this second quarter. There's nothing on the break. They're quiet on the offensive boards.
Yeah,
nothing in the half court. It's been a real struggle offensively.
Yeah, action.
Well,
reaction.
2 points would suggest that, right? 2 points in 8.5 minutes.
Action of Reading, reaction of Worthing. Now it's Reading's turn to react again. And if you don't do that, then Worthing stay in the driving seat, and then the second half becomes a really difficult place to play. But so 22 points is not nearly enough.
Out of the timeout, will they go to a set? It's Chuck Duru inside. Good hands by Max Richardson, and Worthing are off and running, but the steady head of Zaire Taylor will slow things down.
Look at the choice out of the timeout. Chuck beats one guy, goes and then tries to score over 2 others. Someone is open. So someone should have been shooting a wide open feet set jump shot on that possession. We don't. if you watch Worthing now, they're going to try and find the thing they want. Tom Ward, tough, short arms that one.
Again, they need some runners.
Yeah,
out for
Sharon's
Reading.
going to shoot that one.
He's wide open and makes it.
And that,
Sharon Williams stems the drought a little bit for Reading.
Yeah, absolutely. And that'll feel like cool water on top as well, won't it? But it doesn't mean anything unless Rockets add weight on this next possession. To make a run, they've got to add some weight on it.
I think if you look at, you can see this ball movement from Worthing. It's going side to side. Great block by Sam Grant, and that is a really tough call from where we're looking
really
at it.
tough. Yeah, and that's a tough
we'll just
one.
see this one. Sam Grant, great position, and what a block right at the rim. It's a great block by Sam Grant. But to answer a question, is Sam Grant injured? Definitely not.
No,
you can see it there.
Now. No,
not anymore.
No, and interesting. Sam's come back from he's been out with a tough back injury as well. He's had that kept him out for a lot of last season. It's really good to see him physically looking really good, looking strong, looking much better as well.
As we kind of got 30 seconds to go in the halftime break, we're going to have a really good message from our sponsors, and we'd love for everybody to stick around and watch. I'm going to try and get Coach Keane's thoughts. Matt, you'll have some things to say in halftime, I know, so stick around with us during the halftime break. It won't be dead air. We'll be doing stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's 30 seconds to go. Rockets trail this by 11. Ball with them. 19 on the shot clock, so Worthing will get at least another look at this one before the end of the quarter. Francis, he'll get all the way inside and blows the layup. Needed that one to go. Usually a good touch. He gets his own rebound and puts that one back in.
Yeah, and good to see, but we're shooting at the moment over 3 guys, which tells us we're not fine in the opening. Now let's see if Rockets use any of these fouls, Mark. They've got another one to give yet, so let's just see if they're dialed into it and making sure that I think Dixon's got it.
7. Good foul by Ben Dixon. You were right, he checked time and score.
Yeah, and
heady play from the Aussie. It's timeout now, Worthing. So, Matt, this is a great time to come to you. 4.3 seconds on the clock. Rockets trail this one by 9.
Yep.
Give me your view. What does Coach Keane do, and what do Worthing do?
I think this is one of those times where 4 seconds is, and with back in the day, Coach McKillop used to talk about going into quarters and times with momentum, and the great Davidson coach would say, go in with go in with momentum. And these are one of those times. If Worthing come out of this and get an easy layup on a backdoor cut, or they get a wide open 3 with 4 seconds to go, they're going to come in to halftime and they're going to be really high, and they're going to be positive. If Rockets can get something here, get a stop, maybe get a quick one at the end, get a shot off at the end, they're going to find some positivity. So let's see. This is a really young game for us as well, for both teams. I think we've seen some of the best of Worthing Thunder. We've seen 5 minutes of the best of Rockets, but we're going to see out of here. They're going to try and find Taylor out of this. I imagine out of this, and Rockets are going to have to really do a good job to defend him. But 4 seconds on the catch, remember, is a long time.
Yeah, so this is not one of those where you need to calculate whether there's a dribble left or something like that. Loads of time to get to the rim or a quick pick and roll. Loads and loads of time in this one.
Yeah, and I think the only guy that they're going to be able to help off is probably Sunderland, who's the only guy that hasn't made a shot yet, really. So
it's Taylor. He'll go to the rim.
0 help for the Rockets.
And you'll hear my breath of exasperation. You'll see Alan Keane, hands on head. Can't believe what's just happened in the breakdown there. And momentum, you just said it, that's not going to be the one for Reading, as you can see. I think that's you'll tell me this from the inside news, Matt, that this is an ongoing conversation. Part of Leon Francis's growth is this kind of understanding of the game and knowing, positioning and what's happening in the game and things like that.
Yeah, and they're real head scratchers, and that's why they're called head scratchers, because, the players on the floor having to make decisions so quickly. You're talking about they've played nearly 100 possessions each. They're at the moment 100 possessions they've been in, and you've got to make a decision on it with every second of it. And sometimes it just doesn't. You don't make the right one, and that's part of the thing. That's about the learning and growth of this Rockets team. So we've seen players shooting over 2 or 3 guys. You've seen Worthing shooting wide open shots, make or miss. But it shows that Worthing are getting into their game plan better. They're finding the guy that's open. They're also crowding. You'll just see red vest shooting over a number of black vests, when we simplify it. And this is going to be the thing for Alan, because there's enough guys on that Rockets roster that can get their feet set and knock them down. But, 20 points in the first 5-6 minutes and then 5 in the last. So the decisions that have been made by the Thunder and the coaching team and Julian Stanley and Zaya Taylor, the way that they have coached against us, they've got one up on us at the moment. It'd be interesting to see what the answer will be.
So look, stick with us during half time. We're going to see a wonderful message from wonderful sponsors of ours that are keeping this stream free for the next at least 5 games. So, like I said, there'll be no dead air during this half time. Stick with us. I'm going to run down now and see if I can catch a quick word with Alan Keane while we have a very quick word from the Great Outdoor Gym Company. Get prepared for what is an awesome, awesome company with an awesome product.
Our gyms generate electricity when you exercise. We use this energy for charging phones and lighting spaces. We also plant a tree for every piece we install, and we've even made a gym from recycled aerosol cans.
We've done a lot in the last 10 years, but the best is yet to come. Our gyms will support ocean cleanups and tree planting programs to protect the environment.
The Great Outdoor Gym Company aims to be the greenest and greatest gym chain in the world.
Let's make a difference.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in.
We're in! We're in!
Okay, joined by Alan Keane. Alan, great first quarter. Second one's just gone to pot a little bit. 21-3 run, I think it was, for Worthing. What happened in the second?
I think you're very kind to say it's gone to pot a little bit. It was an absolute car crash. 14 turnovers in the first half, probably 9 of them coming in the second quarter. We haven't had a free throw attempt all game, and I feel like we're trying to force the issue. Like, one guy's trying to force the issue by himself. Like, we're getting into our offensive actions, and it's like once we get to the point of the action we want, everyone else stops and playing and watches one guy trying to get to the rim, and it just doesn't work. As you can see, Worthing done a very good job packing the paint. We put in the low post. All of a sudden, our guys don't want to play with the post actions we plan to play with, and you can see the result of that. Bad shots, forced shots, turnovers, and then they get out in fast break on our light ball turnover. So the solution is not rocket science. It's very easy, but if we don't apply, adapt, and adjust, and then execute what we want to execute, it's going to be like this for the second half. But 14 turnovers, you ain't winning any game if you get that in the half of box one.
Alan, thanks for joining us. Go talk to you guys. Pleasure. Thanks. Welcome back to John Madejski Academy, where the home team in the visiting venue, Worthing Thunder, lead 38-27.
Yep.
Hopefully you saw the message from our wonderful sponsors, the Great Outdoor Gym Company. Be sure to go and check them out on their social channels.
Absolutely.
Drop them a message, tell them thank you for helping us keep this one all the way free for the next 5 or 6 games at least.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Hopefully you heard the thoughts of a very frustrated Alan Keane, who was not happy with the offensive end, not happy with the end product of the offense. Seemed to get the action and then everything stops. Not happy with 14 first half turnovers. But you raised a good point, actually, Matt, during the break, and I think you're going to draw something up for us, or at least show us, where you said,
we'll try to.
Where you said, although the offensive end is really stuttering at the minute and stalling, it's the defensive end for you that kind of made you think, and you just wanted to show something on the board to give everybody an idea of what you're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, a couple of things that I think it's really clever by Thunder what they're doing, but what you're going to see is we're going to see an action by one of the Worthing guys to go to the bucket, and then they'll end up on the other side in what we call a cross screen. They'll screen somewhere either from the post or they'll come down to the lane and go out, which will give Taylor, so Zaya will be out on the opposite wing. He'll come off a screen and he'll come inside, or you'll see this being Max Richardson. This is the problem that Rockets have got to solve, and they've got to do it really quickly. O'Shawn Williams at the moment, if this is the offensive player, has decided to defend and come around the baseline side to try and steal the ball when the ball's here. That's going to be a problem because the ball's entered very, very easily here, or they'll do what we call a bridge and they'll pass high to low here. If this is Taylor, this is a real problem because he can shoot the 3 as well. So just watch out for these actions here and how Coach Keane makes a change here to see if we can defend on the top side and make that a more difficult pass to throw in, or he'll ask for his defenders to be right in front where they're forcing this guy back into the lane and making this a much tougher proposition here. Right now, Worthing have done a really good job finding their strength here, and that's what Coach Keane's got to solve quite quickly.
Thanks for that, Matt. And just having a little look at the half-time leaders stats-wise, it's Zaya Taylor leading all scorers with 12. It's Tom Ward behind him with 9 for the Worthing Thunder. A couple of Rockets players tied on 5. Chuck, Sam Grant and O'Shawn Williams. But it's Lewis Diankulu who leads with 8, but presumably most of those were in the first quarter where he had a nice little run of probably 4 to 6 points in a row.
Yep.
And just like that, we're back out. Thanks for everybody if you stuck around for the half-time. Hopefully it was entertaining enough to keep you tuned in. And
game on.
Game on. O'Shawn Williams for the Rockets. Looking for a lot more movement offensively as they're looking inside to Diankulu already. They'll go high-low. It's Francis that gets a great look inside, turn around and makes it. Good start.
He made that really well.
Rockets.
And Mark, I'm going to say right from the bat, Reese Pinnock can shoot this one right underneath. Ishmael's just staying off him a little bit, and Reese has got that in his locker. Good defense, out of bounds.
Now, it wasn't quite how you drew it up, but it was defending on the top side this time rather than coming underneath.
Yeah, but that was awesome. I drew that up for a guard as well. So if it's
Pinnock out and running.
There we go. Hands on head time for Coach Stanley on that one. How on earth did that happen? But that's exactly what we should be saying. Pinnock should be doing that.
And there's already a bit more energy from this Rockets team coming out of the half-time break.
Good switch between Grant and Pinnock on the side.
Fontaine goes pick and roll. It's Crawford, gets that little step to his left hand, and it's Diankulu with the block. Foul on the play, and Crawford will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, good call. And Mark, I'm going to raise now Coach Titmus of many, coached both clubs, but at the Rockets for many a year and very successful. I was talking to him just the other night about predictable offense as well, and how teams can maybe look at changing up the way they run their offenses at certain times of the games. And you just saw then, didn't we? We just saw Reese Pinnock just catch it on the wing and attack. It's really difficult for a Worthing team to defend that and to be ready and collectively be ready for it. So, Coach T, good to speak to you as always, and hope you're well and speak to you soon.
Bit of a legend in English basketball is Coach Titmus. Welcome back, everybody who's joining us again from YouTube as they've seen an early pace to this one. As I say, thanks for joining us again. Make sure you stick with us if we're going to close out good, I think, as Crawford finds Fontaine, goes to the pivot. It's Ward, finds a wide open Zaire Taylor, straight away three, off right.
Yeah,
and the human lightning bolt, Osho and Williams pulls that one, and there should be some numbers if they can get the ball advanced here. Sam Grant wide open for longer than that. He'll dial his own number. And
he likes that one as well. Pinnock comes up with it again, a great rebound. Pinnock, one of the best rebounders in NBL1, no matter what size.
Osho and Williams will front rim one, and it goes a bit stale again, and it's Richardson out on the break and just gets an easy layup.
Yeah.
So it's Sam Grant. He'll put this on the floor. Kick out deep to Pinnock.
Williams
takes his time for Williams to join the offense. It was a shoelace at the other end, and Leon Francis with that unorthodox jump shot.
Yeah.
Doesn't get that one to go, and Taylor, who's come out with a heavily strapped right arm, actually. Bicep and forearm both strapped now for Zaire Taylor. Gets Sam Grant to jump on the pump fake, and he fouls him on the drive.
Yeah, and this is it's a great lesson, isn't it? You've got the taping up there of Taylor, and I guarantee you that won't stop him getting shots off. As I told you, right?
It's to lure him in.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he's not going to shoot it.
And it could be, it could be something to keep an eye on. A great screen from Francis.
Sam Grant wide open.
That's a good one for Sam. That's a good looking shot for him. But coach is going to be looking at it, say we've just shot 2 threes, 3 threes, and missed all 3. We've got 4 perimeter shots in the first 3.5 minutes. Yet we've got strength at the basket. We've got people that can attack. He's going to want to see that.
And it's Ismail Fontaine.
Yep.
Goes to the pull-up and makes it. And just as you think the energy from Reading is going to get them back into it, a big 3 and the leads back to 13.
Yeah, for any players that were watching the EuroLeague, if you watch Barcelona more recently under their new coach, you'll see that the intensity of the defence on the ball is incredible. And that's something that the Rockets have got to look at. They've got to look at how they're defending the ball.
Dejan Kulu with the crossover, hands in there from Zaire Taylor, and he'll come away with one.
And that's the shot then. That was Reece Pinnock had a wide open 3 with his feet set to get him going. Instead, we get the ball. We've turned it over 14 times in the half, which is way too many. And it's not turnovers that are good ones, where you're in transition, you're running out. These are poor decisions, going 1 against 2, 1 against 3. So that's a player thing, and that's when they're going to be watching the film after the game with the coaches and saying, look, that should be an open 3. It ends up with a turnover. It can be -5 to you.
Crawford with another travel. Still a 13-point ball game. Osho and Williams for Rockets. Let's see if they can get something better going now. It's Richardson defending well against Leon Francis.
Yeah.
Pinnock nearly throws that one away. And again, this going a little bit still already. Cross screen here for Dejan Kulu.
Worthing are ahead of the play, right?
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
And it's Leon Francis on the dribble. Just goes at Crawford. Flicks one up. Can't get it to go. Dejan Kulu with the left-handed tip. And then I think it's Dejan Kulu again who just gets the tip in. Good work by the big man on the offensive glass.
It was half Francis, half Dejan Kulu, and I'll let you work that out yourself.
They can fight amongst it themselves. It's Osho and Williams going the other way. Goes to the spin on Richardson. Finds Pinnock in the corner. Nice pass, nice cut. Doesn't get that one to go, and Dejan Kulu needs to hold that one in, the big man.
Yeah.
Kicks to Williams. He's got a long time to look at this one. And makes it.
I'll say to you again, Mark, Williams hit 10 threes in a Division 1 game for App State. So you can leave him open at your peril.
Trying to get the steal.
Great defence. Great defence. Right out the bat from what we talked about last possession. On-ball pressure from Williams and from Pinnock. And we get the ball thrown away. Easy buckets. Now Rockets need to score.
So let's see what they've got this time. It's Osho and Williams going to reverse through Leon Francis. Dixon then finds Pinnock inside. Good deep position. Just uses shoulder too much for the referee's liking, and it's an offensive foul. I think if you see this on the replay, you can see why he's called it, Matt.
Yeah. He drops his shoulder.
Yeah, sometimes those are given, sometimes they're not. Just getting a bit too much room.
Pinnock's going to say, listen, I weigh 9 stone. What am I going to do wrong? Come on, ref.
He is.
I don't know if he's 9 stone.
He is going to watch this back and find out that you he was 9 stone.
He's probably. What do you think he is?
At
14 stone.
At least 10.
Well, it's your weight, your fighting weight. Make Halewood, as they call you online now. Boom. Love it.
This is Taylor against Francis finds Richardson inside, who just flips one up with the right hand, doesn't get it to go, and O'Shearn-Williams will call that down. I think that's a really, really tough call. There's no real control of the ball there, but do agree there's some extra steps, and it stays with Worthing leading this one by 8.
Yeah,
is there any control here, Matt?
Fumble. Yeah, there is.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Good shot.
And there you go. There's the post action. Richardson against Williams. And what are Rockets going to do here?
Dump it off to Crawford. Easy layup.
Yeah, and that's the help, don't help, help, don't help. And this is where Coach Keane was going to just say, okay, well, that's the only basket they've got from that.
Yep. So it's pick and roll here.
Yeah, then Williams against Crawford.
Should be an extra man. Pinnock doesn't find him.
Taylor closes the space on him into Diankulu. Great pass. Great find by Lewis Diankulu to the cutting Dixon.
Very smart cut there from Ben Dixon as well. Man left him and just dives to the rim. Smart move. And it's Taylor trying to throw that to...
Pinnock plucks it out the air.
Crawford. Not sure where that's going. It's Pinnock on the drive. Needs to find a kick. O'Shearn-Williams in the corner. Waits. Doesn't get it to go. It's a foul on... Oh, no. It's a travel there on Reese Pinnock. Ball stays with Worthing. 8-point ball game still. 4:18 left in the quarter.
Here we go. Ball's in. Interesting matchup. Coach Keane's put Francis on Taylor. And there's that post up again.
On the bottom side, as you just called it at halftime, Matt, and that's why it makes the entry so easy. And it's Crawford.
Yeah, and
gets 2 bites at it, puts it in.
Mark, the other thing that we need to see is Crawford gets underneath. You have to foul him. You have to make him shoot 2 free throws. Need to see some toughness under there to make him put 2 in the bucket. Not a good free throw shooter.
This is the one that Reese has to think about shooting to make Ishmael Fontaine pay. And it's another great cut from Ben Dixon. The Aussie with a smart cut along the baseline. Early post again. I mean, they're launching it from half court in the post up. That's how much Reading are struggling with it.
Good catch by Pinnock.
Was a good catch. Fumbled a little bit by Dixon.
Yeah.
And it stays with the Rockets on the side. And it's timeout. Coach Stanley for Worthing Thunder.
Yeah, good timeout as well, I think. Rockets just with a little bit of activity on the weak side. You've just seen Dixon, haven't we? We get 2 weak side layups, but good job for Rockets catching the ball, facing the bucket, making an easy pass to the cutter. Dixon reading his defense really, really well. Good to see. And it'd be interesting to see now what Coach Stanley and what Zaire Taylor does when they come out of this, because this is a difficult, a tricky time for them. Now they've been pegged back a little bit in their scoring. They missed a couple at the rim, so interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, a good point, Matt. 3:26 to go. It's an interesting phase, isn't it? This either gets closer by Reading or Worthing maintain and extend their lead. I want to give another big shout out to everybody watching on the live stream. We're across a couple of platforms. I've got both open so I can reply to any comments, questions. You give me a shout and I will do my best. There's a lucky lefty from Atlanta, Georgia. One of the places I've lived in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Spent some time in Atlanta, about 6 months. Make sure you subscribe to the Basketball England YouTube channel.
That's cool, also, isn't it, that hand?
Yeah, I'm doing that. That's my hand.
It does look like your gloved hand.
And also remember, of course, we're live on the Reading Rockets YouTube as well. Give us a shout and a follow and a subscribe, and you'll see all the future streams from the stream team.
Yeah. All I hear from the bedroom of my 11-year-old is, subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, I imagine. While watching someone play Fortnite or something.
Here's
Dixon on the curl, goes at Crawford, and he says, no way, Ben Dixon.
Yeah, and that's Crawford in his element, isn't it? Defensively, small guys trying to shoot over him. I don't think so. Under 8 seconds now. We're going 6, 5, 4, and stolen by Taylor.
He'll get that easy lay-in, and again, not the type of gimmies you want to give to Zaire Taylor. 10-point ball game, 3 minutes to go.
And I'm going to say that, if we're not getting any scoring from... If we're not getting any scoring from the perimeter guys, then coach is going to have to look at different stuff.
As you just see, Leon Francis on the spin, gets Richardson up in the air.
Yeah.
Enough to put his body on him and get the and one as he screams in delight at the end of the plate.
Yeah, he gave Richardson some of what Richardson has been giving every other guard. So,
absolutely. Makes his free throw. 7-point ball game.
Nine.
It's gone on the wrong side.
Richardson for 3, and that's why he's such a tough matchup as well. Yeah. You've seen Max Richardson in the post the entire game. He shot a couple of mid-ranges, and he just sets his feet on that and knocks it down. Then he switches defensively onto Williams.
Chuck with a good cut, and it's better from the Rockets. You can see
great pass
from what Alan said at halftime about when the offense gets to the end of its phase and it goes pick and roll and everyone stands and watches, and you've seen Ben Dixon make 2 good cuts, Chuck make a 1 good cut, and they get easy layups out of it.
Yeah, and I think Rockets have got to try and get this game into 2 or 3 points at the end of this quarter, because they're going to get a good dose of Taylor in the 4th.
Yep.
And Worthing, a tough matchup. And again, you're seeing wide open threes by Fontaine.
Pinnock on the drive finds O'Shea and Williams.
Yeah,
Thought about shooting it.
He's got the big guy on him.
Goes to the step back, gets him up in there. Great pass from O'Shea and Williams off the dribble. Fires one with the bullet pass underneath to Reece Pinnock.
Yeah, and that's the 4th off-ball cut from Rockets, which is a great sign for them. Yeah, here we go. Rockets perimeter defense. This is in a smaller lineup. It's got to play defensively with Dixon here. Yeah, great defense. Great defense. Chuck just absolutely shoved him out the way.
A bit like a. All right, I'll leave it alone.
No, that was like a freight train. Actually.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
But listen, that's what should happen. This is a smaller lineup with Chuck at the 4, so this is where we should be.
I like this lineup.
Yeah, it should be a really busy lineup.
Yeah, and Taylor gets inside, the one he makes, and Crawford on the follow with the right hand up.
But that's the issue. That's the difficulty. You've got to have the guards are going to have to rebound really well.
Foul on Zaire Taylor, reaching on Reece Pinnock. Quite an amusing comment on the YouTube. Stay away from Leome's high fives. They can have you sidelined for 2 weeks. I literally don't doubt that in the slightest.
Absolutely.
There's no good alternative though, is there? Yeah. You go kind of chest bump with him. You're looking at going.
You shouldn't do that.
No, thanks. Anyway, back in with O'Shea and Williams. It's Leome in the post. He wants to go one-on-one with Sunderland. Just blows by him with the left hand.
Yeah.
Tries to find Dixon in the corner. That one hits the rim. Interesting choice of pass. Doesn't get there.
Yes.
And it's Ward down here. Crawford just slips the screen. Again, Ishmael Fontaine slips the screen. It's Sunderland on the dribble. Much more activity here from Thunder. Ishmael Fontaine from deep. This one halfway down, but just comes out.
Good rebound by Dixon. Kicks it ahead.
And it's Pinnock out and running. Goes by Fontaine. Goes to the reverse layup. And it's Richardson on the block.
Yeah, and it's the right thing. That's the right thing to see Pinnock attack the rim. Only Crawford in there as a shot blocker. Yeah, and that's exactly it. That's the one. Crawford stepping off the block. That's a tough shot for him to make. It's not something that he's shown too much of, and that's exactly what Rockets want. Get themselves the last shot here. Make a 3 on the buzzer now, and this game is going to be lit up for the 4th quarter.
Just under 5 seconds to go. It's Pinnock, goes pick and roll, tries to find Dixon in the corner. He's wide open. Ward closes out and they get nothing.
Yeah, and I think that just says, doesn't it, that's the frustration where Rockets have got to find themselves where they know exactly what they want with 8 seconds to go. Still looks like there's indecision between the perimeter guys and the inside guys. Still not sure. We've scored 25 points now since about 5 minutes of the first quarter have gone. So this is going to be a great 4th quarter, Mark, and both of these teams can get red hot. I thought there was a real sign there. We saw some signs of the Rockets starting to make a couple of shots, some really great work off the ball by Dixon and Pinnock. And we're now just starting to see a bit of defense as well. So let's see what we've got in this 4th quarter, and I'm sure we're going to get a close one.
Yeah, 8-point ball game. And Matt, this is a good time to speak to you as we just get a few shots to the bench. Doesn't have to be on your board.
Oh,
I'm not going to put you under that pressure.
All right. Ready if you are.
That was a lot. That was a lot.
You
of
do
pressing.
say I make you bored.
Yeah. No, that's not what I mean.
Is that different?
And in this time, well, get your board ready for the next breaks. There's going to be some time. But what I did want to talk to you about is we're looking at two kind of player of the games, aren't we?
Yeah.
One of them is, our MVP, our player of the game, which you and I will decide collectively. But we're looking to the people on the YouTube channel, the good folks who have joined us, to give us their impact player of the game. Maybe not the guy who's their player of the game, but who's made the biggest difference.
Absolutely.
Who's the guy who's got 1 point but pulled down 27 rebounds? Who's that guy? So on the YouTube channel, in the live chat, give us a shout during the fourth quarter. Let us know who you think's been the impact player of the game. As I think, am I right? I think it's our Elephant and Castle player of the game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's also sponsored today.
Yeah, our catering team as well from the Elephant and Castle, which is a pub in Hurst, that are doing one heck of a job. They're one heck of a job, and we're really pleased to have that as another partner that's helping some of the guys get their nutrition right, and they're doing some brilliant stuff even in this COVID time. So they're going to sponsor that, and the player of the game is going to get a meal, I think a takeaway meal at the moment that they can get from the pub. So let's look after those guys, and let's see. I'd be really interested to see what the viewers think. Is a different angle from them, different points. What does impact mean to those people? So could be a really interesting poll, that one.
James Cairns didn't listen to the brief. He said Max Richardson for MVP.
Yeah, no, didn't
that's
listen.
your decision.
Didn't listen.
That's your decision. I'm jokey, of course. Max Richardson, definite impact player of the game, though, has been influential in many areas. Been great tonight. Yeah,
absolutely.
So here we go, fourth quarter of action, 8-point ball game, and here is the man that I just mentioned him, front rims it, commentator's curse. Turned over by Chuck Duru to Tom Ward, flicks one up with the right hand, and they really need to pull this one, Reading. They don't, and it's just off the fingertips of Richardson.
Yeah, got away with that one, Mark. So we now Chuck at the 4, Leome at the 5. So small lineup. Rockets not yet familiar with their own set right there. Now they're trying to get Williams to get into that pick and roll. Yeah, and Chuck just strokes it from 17 feet as well. I don't think that's what it was drawn up for either. But that's the thing that Chuck can really give you. Good balanced head, mid-range jumper. Zaire Taylor back in this game, start the fourth quarter. And they might well stay with this lineup for a long time.
And it's Taylor in the post, finds Sunderland, and he misses that off the back rim, and there's a whistle underneath. Be interesting if you could think about that one, Matt, actually, on the Rockets offense, about who they want coming out. Because on that action there, they have Chuck coming out into kind of the elbow area, and it was Leome Francis coming off the down screen.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's what they want. Or
they didn't execute it right, because it was Leome and Chuck that get in a block-to-block screen, and it should actually be for a show-in as well. They're running that to get a show-in to the wing and then get a finish from there. So the third option, I think, in that one, when you look at it again, is Chuck, but he's the one that ends up getting it and knocks it down. So I don't think when it's a low-scoring game like this, Coach Keane's going to really care who gets that. Okay, going into 10 seconds of Worthing.
Richardson, foul line jumper, rattles that one in, and the lead extends here for Worthing. Dixon, who's been good in that third quarter, nice off the ball, and it's Francis, very, very low
and
position. Makes it. And there's one of those arm-breaking high fives.
Yeah, absolutely.
That we discussed, as we just see.
And there it is.
On the replay again, just muscles high off the backboard and puts that one home.
Yeah, and I think you see the best of Francis, and credit to the coaches of Rockets. They've really worked hard on giving him the ball where he can be effective.
And he makes his free throw.
Absolutely strokes free throws. And the Rockets have got this back to 5 now. So here we go. Interesting lineup. Worthing struggling a bit more on offense, but now going back. And that's the same thing again that we talked about.
And it's Crawford on the dive, and he puts it in with the contact. And Matt, I don't think you could have drawn it up any better. It's the same thing as O'Showen coming from the low side, which makes the entry kind of... and again, I'm using my out-of-date basketball knowledge, but the entry there leads them very deep into the paint, doesn't it? From this high side entry, it leads them very deep into the paint. Yeah, and
it's really difficult, because this is every team, for in Worthing's credit, they've made that their strength, and Rockets haven't managed to solve it yet. And if that doesn't change, and if Williams doesn't either get stops down there, they're going to keep going at it. And
I like to see more of that from O'Shea, and Williams just keeps it alive.
And it'd be interesting now if Worthing goes right back to the same thing, because this is a small lineup for Rockets, so you're probably going to see post actions. Sunderland comes to the opposite wing. Taylor
goes to the crossover.
Yeah, and Max Richardson nearly scored in the basket behind him.
That was sort of incredible.
Yeah. Now, if that had gone in.
10 points.
Yeah.
Zaire Taylor on the crossover, fouled by Williams, stays with Rockets here. Worthing here, 14 on the shot clock.
Yeah, and I think we're going to
change of ball here from might just been because it's wet.
Yeah, good thing for Coach Keane. He's got Dian Kulu to come back in if he needs him, and he's got Sam Grant as well. So he's got two guys that have been really important.
Crawford again with a paint catch, even off the inbound, and now he's in his mid-block.
And it's interesting, this is big against small.
It's fairly impressive. Crawford, who's got to be, 6'8"?
Yeah, 6'8", 6'9".
6'9", and comfortable in that face-up game, much more so than I thought he was. He faces up from 15 feet, gives him another dimension, doesn't it?
Yeah, but let's have a look on the scout, because let's see what his free throws are like, because this could be something that could be interesting going into the end of the game. Strokes the first one. He looked a little uncomfortable from that spot pre-game. Yep, 2 for 2.
No commentator's curse, and we're up and
running.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
It's showing here for Reading. We're hoping to get back into this one. 8-point ball game. Chuck looking down low. It's the high-low.
Yeah, that's
Francis and Pinnock. O'Shea puts on the floor, finds Chuck Duru wide open. Doesn't get that one to go.
Yeah, but comes up
but
with it though.
Pinnock with the rebound, and Chuck loses it.
Clawed off the rim.
Gets it back, and Crawford puts his elbow above the rim to get that one down.
But when you're coming down, and that's exactly the problem. Good hand by Chuck.
Out and running. There's some numbers. Great in and out from O'Shea, and Williams got Taylor to go on the fake.
3 in a row. I think we're going to see a sub soon, because that's 3 wide open shots now. Stolen.
Williams with the steal, tries to find Pinnock, finds him, lays
that
one in.
There you go, good defense.
O'Shea's really got that in his bag, you know. He's a very good defensive player, very quick. Like to see more of it this evening.
Yeah, and I would say that with this group on the floor, this should be the best perimeter defensive team we have. So this is where...
And that was...
I think when we look at that again, you're going to see that we should be helping a lot more off Crawford when the ball's in the block.
And it's Pinnock down the middle.
Yeah, he's going to get 2 shots as well, Mark.
And he'll go to the line for 2 as we see Pinnock on the replay fouled inside by Sunderland. Be pretty upset with himself that he didn't finish that one.
Yeah, and I think if this group, Pinnock short on that one, come out of his hand, a little bit funny that one, just slipped out. He'll make this second one, we're sure of it. There you go. 5-point game.
And we've seen a little bit of a difference here from Coach Keane. Don't know whether it's a player-led thing or whether it's a coach-led thing, but extending up the floor a little bit defensively.
Good to see
more
as well.
noise from the bench. Taylor gets inside, waved off, foul on the floor.
Yeah, I still don't think there's a player that spins as quickly, as you can see on the replay, as quickly as Zaire does. And Rockets are in the penalty with 6 minutes 25 to go.
Yeah. I always think with Zaire Taylor when I watch him play, and I'm just going to speak a little bit mutely because we're quite close to the court here, is that he's just a great guy to have who can just create out of nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And doesn't create badly, usually creates very well out of nothing.
Yeah, and this Worthing team is, when they stick to what they can do well, which is spacing the floor, someone will break someone else down, and then they'll just pass the ball, give someone an open shot. That's a really difficult thing to do. They make it look really easy. And you look at the opposite end, Rockets have got Francis on the outside of the 3-point line, trying to find an answer to this Worthing defense. Rockets trailing by 7. As Williams is denied.
Again,
Yep.
Pinnock on the cut, gets pushed by Sunderland. As you say, Zaire Taylor denying Osho and Williams, and it has an effect, doesn't it? As you go to second and third options, and that's not easy to do.
And this is a Zaire Taylor that's involved in this game, and great to see.
Francis kicks to O'Showen, who goes inside. Nice little shovel inside to Leon Francis, who can't get this one to go. Just pops off the front of the rim as we see that wonderful shovel inside from O'Showen Williams.
Yeah, great pass.
Superb pass from the man out of App State in his first year in NBL Division 1.
Yeah, and a good year as well to start with. Interested, he'll be with Coach Keane, I'm sure, after this, and looking at that. How are we going to solve if I'm posted up? Yep.
Leon Francis continues to be Mark Price from the line.
Yeah, and slaps 5 with, I think, probably Zaire maybe was trying to discourage him.
Nothing.
Makes them both
in the zone.
Yeah.
In the zone with that one.
Great competitor is Chuck now on the ball.
Extended, and here comes O'Showen Williams.
Yeah, and
more noise from the bench. It's Taylor who loves these moments.
And this is where we're going to have to know who to help off. Right, there's 2 guys that they can help off here. So they're going to have to make Zaire pull up.
Which he does. Step back 3, back rims it. They need to clear.
Great rebound by Pinnock.
He's off and running, and he is lightning in the open floor. Left-handed layup just doesn't get it to go. And it's Taylor who clears. Being urged to push from the coach.
Yeah, and there's the ball screen, and Ward, he likes that little 10-footer. Oh,
it's Pinnock
nearly picked it off.
8 on the shot clock.
Can Francis answer this?
Richardson with the up fake goes to
it
the
looks beautiful, isn't it?
Max Richardson.
Good answer.
O'Showen finds Pinnock, who turns another one down, gives it back to Williams, and he doesn't get that one to go, and it's Richardson on a rebound, but it's O'Showen Williams causing havoc in there. As we just see the steal up the floor from Williams.
Yeah, and
there's a bit of a...
ran under him, didn't he, Williams? Richardson accidentally just went underneath him.
As we get a
no intent in that
shot of O'Showen Williams, who will be at the line for 2. I'm just going to...
And I'm going to say, Mark, first 2 free throws for Williams. I don't recall him having many free throws. So
my live stats isn't working up here, but I will have a little look at half-time.
Yeah, and I think when you start looking at Dixon, Pinnock, Williams, electric guards, expect to see some more free throws from them.
I think, yes, 0 free throws at half-time, so I think this is probably his first of the evening.
Yeah. And, Yep.
So, yeah, if you're confusing for us in the house tonight, the home team 66, your guest 61. The home team is Worthing, even though we are in Reading. Viewers online have it much better than we do with our graphics from our wonderful media team.
Yeah.
So this is Richardson, hands off to Sunderland.
Yeah, and
he'll find Josh Brown, finds Ward, looking for a pull-up, hounded by Francis.
Yeah, good help, D. Pinnock's got a piece of
Nearly
that as well on the buzzer.
They're looking for a second left on the shot clock.
Great defense.
Just waiting to see what the decision is. It was tipped out of bounds just as the shot clock expired.
And VAR will be looked at, will it? No. What's VAR?
Don't talk to me about VAR today.
Oh, as a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, not a good day for me in VAR.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So they are going to put a second back on the shot clock. Are they going to count it down manually? Nope, it's going to go down. Let's see how much time they leave on the shot clock.
Tantalising. It can only be a second.
It can't be more than a second.
No, but this, If you get that wrong, the buzzer will go off. Right,
There it is.
okay, so it's
a
0
second.
point something, right?
This is literally going to touch someone's hand and go off.
So watch out for Taylor on this, as we said.
There you go. I told you.
And that buzzer went off before Taylor caught it.
The problem is, if you don't have the, what is it, tenths and hundredths of a second on the shot clock when it winds down, I mean, who knows what that was on. Either way, it's 4:23. Rockets
5-point game.
5-point game.
Yeah.
Both teams in team fouls. 2 timeouts to give for each coach. This is shaped up nicely. Matt, have you got something for us that you want to show us, or are you?
I mean,
you've got your board out tantalisingly.
Yeah, I think we can have. Let's just have a little look at the way that we want to see that Rockets are going to be changing up their defence now. So we've seen at the moment, we've seen Worthing coming over the floor, haven't we? And we've now started to see a lot more guard pressure here. We're starting to see the ball being defended further up the floor by the likes of Dixon and Williams. That means Taylor's working from a lot further out. It means that Worthing are catching it further out, which means they're finding it harder to find this pass to link to this post-up opportunity that they were killing the Rockets with earlier. In this quarter, Mark, we've only seen one opportunity here where Worthing have scored in the block on that matchup. So that shows that Coach Keane's doing a job. He's not just looking at this area of defence. He's looking at defending harder up here and really making this area of the floor much tougher area to play with. So just keep an eye on that. Let's see if Rockets keep defending harder on the ball away from the three-point line to extend the gaps of the passes as well. So let's just keep an eye on it.
As we just see a shot here of the Reading Rockets timeout. What do you think Coach Keane's saying in there, Matt? You've given us the tack. Yeah, I don't know what the word is for a team talk. What's he saying now?
Is it a chatette?
Sure.
He's still in there talking. I think there's a number of things that we're going to solve as well. This is the best shooting group now almost for Worthing on the floor. So if Rockets can hold this group for 2 minutes, they can win this game. If the next 2 minutes Worthing get a couple of wide open threes that they knock down, it's going to be very difficult to get back into it, and they could be staring down 10-12 down with 2 minutes to go. So I think just follow this game closely now for the next 2 minutes.
And it's O'Showen Williams with the ball for Rockets. It's Pinnock off a little Iverson cut, and then it's Leon Francis with the screen and roll. They'll look for him in the post. Ishmael Fontaine still playing off of Pinnock, and it's
an air ball.
Shot clock has not reset. It's down to 6. Williams will have to find a shot. He gets inside, puts it up himself through traffic, gets it on the rim. Tough shot from
There's the problem.
Williams.
I think, Mark, you look at that. We come out with the timeout. The first shot that Francis has got is 17 foot. It's an air ball, and now we go to the other end, and it's a wide open 3 for Richardson.
Which I thought was going to go down.
Yeah, absolutely. And whether it goes or not, it just says that they're coming out getting what they want.
Pinnock inside to the left hand. He's fouled.
And he makes it as well.
1. Great shot from Reece Pinnock. And it just dawned on me, Matt, actually, when Worthing were here last, as we see this wonderful left-handed move from Reece Pinnock just sweep into his left and hooks it in, is that we were in a very similar situation, but reversed. And we were saying about Coach Stanley here, how he had himself an end game with about 4 minutes to go. They didn't really pressure, and Rockets just rode it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now we've seen the exact flip of what we saw last time, and we need to see what Rockets can do with their 5 points and 4 minutes to go.
Yeah, and Reece is struggling on that one, and Dian Kulu comes back in for Chuck. So interesting now, back in with Big Lewis, so this is a bigger group. Great defense on the ball. Tom Ward open. Ish has just come in. That's a short one. Straight into the hands of Francis.
And Rockets
not
have
the
a
shot. Not the shot that Worthing wanted.
It's O'Showen Williams.
Yeah, good screen by Francis.
He's got a good matchup, and he just gives it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Just gave it just too early on it, Mark. Just too early. Had the matchup we wanted.
And this is Tom Ward, foot inside the 3. Front rims it, and it's Pinnock off and running.
And here comes Dian Kulu.
One-on-one with Taylor. Lays it in, but does not get the follow. And it's
unsportsmanlike foul called on this one.
Take a look at the replay on this one, Matt. Why is the ref calling unsportsmanlike there?
I think it's because he just grabbed on his arm. Wasn't a basketball play.
See, this is why I keep you here. Because back in my day, grabbing an arm was all right. You could do that.
Yeah, no, that's because you were slow.
That's often what I did.
You had to grab everyone's arm because they ran past you.
Usually behind them.
Yeah. Hey, listen, reward that great effort there. So Francis followed that. Makes another free throw.
Really
rolled around the side rim.
great stuff from Leon Francis.
Yeah.
Being told to dress himself a little better.
He's been told that there's a rocket on his shorts and it should be visible.
I like that.
A lot
Brand awareness.
A lot of extra money for
brand
that.
awareness, I like it. And he
Made a
rattles home another, and this one
this
is a 1 point
unbelievable,
ball game.
unbelievably a 1 point game as well, but it wouldn't be a Worthing Rockets game unless it was close. I've got a feeling this is going to go down to the last shot as well, Mark.
I hear.
Here we go, right
one.
underneath us,
I'm
bird's
here for all
eye
of it.
view into Leon. Dixon wants it on the opposite wing, gets it against Ward. Williams coming off the screens. He likes this matchup. He's going against Max. Pulls back. Boom!
Massive
Oshone
three.
Williams puts the Rockets up 2. Can the Thunder answer?
It's
Are we
Ishmael
going to have
Fontaine.
a good old-fashioned
I
shootout
hope
in the
so.
last 2.5 minutes?
Cross court to a guy who likes this moment
Yeah,
a
great,
lot.
great matchup here.
Goes to the back
Jankulu's in
down.
the right spot.
It's a classic Zaire Taylor with the 3-point post up.
Yeah, and you're going to...
As you just see Oshone Williams with a massive 3
Yeah.
to put Rockets up 2. They've been trailing since the second quarter.
Yeah, what we're going to see now is in these last 2 minutes as well, as Taylor sets up to shoot the first one. You're going to see...
He likes this moment. Carry on,
Yeah,
Matt.
but you're going to see the interesting one will be to watch Diankulu. He'll be defending Crawford and he can help off him. So if there's any post actions, will they make the right decision away from that? Taylor looks as though he's made
Makes
2
two.
free throws at the end of the game since he was about 7 years old.
There's a whistle hit.
So we have a tied game, 2 minutes to go. Both teams in the penalty, both teams with 2 timeouts left.
This is shaping up really nicely. Thank you to everybody who's joined us on the YouTube streams, both on Basketball England and on the Reading Rocket stream.
Yeah.
As I said, get your comments in. We're going to decide. I'm going to let Matt's expertise decide MVP, but the impact player of the game, the guy who's maybe changed the game for either side, the guy who's done all the other stuff, not just the scoring.
Yeah.
Let us know who you think that is. We've had some early shouts. Max Richardson.
Yeah.
Ishmael Fontaine also thrown in there for the impact player of the game.
Absolutely.
So,
Shot the ball well. He's been good defensively.
and it's
Francis against Richardson. Worthing did a good job. They're helping off the right play. And Francis
Leon
just
Francis
big boys it under the
inside
bucket.
again.
Yeah, absolutely. Goes into the last 2 minutes now. Can Rockets get this defense going? This is the matchup that they wanted. So let's see now what we've got.
They don't get what they want. It's kicked.
Yeah.
And shot clock's reset. It's down to 9. It's back inside to Taylor. Help from Diankulu. It's kicked toward and tipped by Pinnock, but it stays with Worthing. The energy's up.
Yeah, timeout.
Matt, I was just wondering, if you look at that, if you look at what's happening for Worthing, maybe you can draw up what you would think Reading should start to do. You know, he's posting up on one side. They've basically got 4 guys on the other side of the floor.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to see what you think on the board again. What might be the options for Reading defensively when there's just a long back down? You know, Zaire's a big guard. What could Reading be doing to get themselves, get the ball out of Zaire's hands and make other people score for Worthing?
Yeah, I mean, what we've got here at the moment, we as you said, Mark, you've got Taylor here going against Williams, and this is really difficult, and he's taking a long time to try and body his way and try and find his way down, either for a foul, as both teams are in the penalty, or he's looking to get himself inside. So what we're going to try and see, we want to see Rockets players being already this side of the floor. We want to see their feet here somewhere so they can be ready to help. We're going to have to see if Taylor kicks it out to one of the shooters on the other side, the defenders on the other side have got to go quickly and find those shooters very, very quickly and run them off the three-point line. This could be a one-shot game, so all these decisions now are vital going in the last 98 seconds.
Thanks for your analysis, as always, Matt. I agree. They're going to have to try and get the ball out of Zaire Taylor's hands somehow to make someone else win. It's a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, but interestingly, Mark, they might not have to because he's.
Sorry.
He hasn't. Taylor is the one that's controlling it, but he's the one that's also looking to find Richardson or find Tom Ward for an open one. So let's see. Francis now on Taylor.
Shot clock at 3. It didn't reset, and it's Taylor down the lane. He flips it up with the right hand and makes it.
Yeah.
And one with the shot clock running down. Look at Zaire Taylor. He takes off just outside the lane, manages to flip it up on the backboard and gets it to go.
Yeah, and you know, what we're going to be frustrated about is Taylor beats Francis at about 26 feet from the bucket, and then we don't help until he gets into his second step of the layup. So good defensive teams cover each other really quickly. They don't just wait under the rim. They come out and they find where the problems are. So let's just see if we've got that now. Tied game. Taylor will probably put Worthing up 1, or are they up 2 now?
No, they'll be up 1. They were down 2. So then, if Zaire Taylor makes this, Worthing go up 1 again. It's 1:33 to play, and we are in for an absolute.
We are in end game territory, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Here we go. Yep, as we dialed it up,
And he makes
Thunder
it.
up 1.
So here we go. Pinnock.
Yeah, and
Williams
Williams
off that
working
cut.
hard for it. They've got the 2 best scorers in the pick and roll. Great pass. Dixon
on
for
the
3.
baseline. Doesn't get
Williams gets up in the big trees.
And it's Zaire Taylor who comes up with it. Of course it is. He'll go one-on-one with
Crawford.
good footwork from Crawford. Finds
Tom Ward, that's the
wide
open one. Rockets with another chance at it.
1 point ball game. We're under a minute left to play here.
Both teams in the penalty. Rockets trail by 1.
Pinnock controls. Double screen for Ben Dixon.
Yeah, this is the one that...
O'Shawn Williams.
That's the block-to-block screen. 5 seconds to go. It's a wild one.
And it's a shot clock
it's an air ball.
violation.
Plenty of time to go.
Coach Alan Keane.
No,
Leo.
Coach Julian Stanley.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Worthing, that's their last timeout, so they will, I assume they'll use that to advance the ball up the floor. But interesting to see, they may well choose to go full court and get the full shot clock.
So let's go through that then, right? Let's get the 30 seconds on each. If you're Coach Stanley, what are you doing here? Are you advancing the ball? Or are you going to try and take a few ticks off the clock and allow the Rockets to defend you full court?
Yeah, no, I'm not, because you want a long shot. You want time's on his side, and he's got lots of time to play with here. And you've got enough good offense there. Both teams are in the penalty. You've got lots of good things going for you if you're the team with the ball. So there's no need to reduce your own shot clock by going up the floor. So I'm expecting to see Zaire with the ball a lot. I'm expecting to see Rockets will try and harass that, and I imagine Zaire will try and get fouled. I would think then we'll see some pretty good defensive schemes now from Coach Keane, whether they go straight man-to-man or whether you might see something different. I doubt it, because in the rest of the game we haven't seen anything totally different. So imagine straight-up man.
So Coach Keane still getting his final words in. I say, you think they'll go man?
Yeah.
No trickery from Coach Keane here?
I doubt it.
No junkie zone or something like that?
Not normally what Coach Keane's MO is. He'll normally like to play you heads up, face to face. Just, our defense against your offense. So he has advanced the ball. So that reduces the shot clock to 14, which that means Rockets, whatever happens in this possession, Rockets are going to get at least 20 seconds to either tie or go ahead.
It's 36 seconds left in this one. It's the Worthing Thunder who lead by 1 point, 71 to 70.
Yeah. And Mark, Rockets get a stop here and get out on the break and get a run. This could be a huge possession. Here we go.
Don't go anywhere, YouTube.
So keep your eye on Zaire. So that's where they want the ball. He's going to hold the ball out here, and he's going to try and go post up or one-on-one.
Beats Pinnock on the drive. Drops off to Crawford with a right-handed
there
slam.
you go.
It's a 3-point ball game.
And that was the choice. That was the choice where Taylor goes past him, and Diankulu and Francis have to choose whether they need to go and help.
And it's Crawford from the drop-off from Taylor, right-handed slam. And it's a 3-point ball game. 23 to go. As you say, Matt, it was an option. They've probably given it to him a bit too close to the rim.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the visual's wrong. That should be 74, I think. because they should be up 3. Or 76. Hello, 73. So, yeah, I mean that's the classic. Open the floor up. Taylor, very good one-on-one. Manages to beat Pinnock, elite defender, beats him, and then the decision is all about the level of the player. And I think seeing Taylor's, the quality of Zaire Taylor will all frequently makes the right pass at the end of that. And Crawford, that's what Crawford does well, isn't it? Gets his position right, good pass to him, boom on the dunk.
So Rockets' offense has been
we're down 3,
inconsistent, to say the least. Do you stick with sets, or do you go with something by design here? I imagine there's at least 3 good possessions in this, I'd have thought.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see. I think he'll probably bring Diankulu out, maybe go with Chuck in because a nominated 3-point shooter. I think these times there's lots of time in this game, although it doesn't feel like it. 23 seconds is an absolute age. And in comes Chuck as well. So you've got 3 or 4 of these guys now that can knock down a 3. Coach Keane's got there's lots of possessions in this game, yet there's still 2 or 3 possessions in this one. So if Rockets can get it and score quickly, they still got the option to foul as well. So let's see if they run for a 3 or whether they play and try and get to the rim. I'd like to see them go to the basket.
It's Chuck wide open
3
right
to tie
wing.
it.
Way off, and it's Dixon on the rebound, and it's going to stay with Worthing. They went for all of it. Didn't get it. It's now 14 seconds to go.
Yeah, and you've got Rockets have shot only one guy out there is O'Shea Williams. He's made multiple 3s. Chuck's made 1 in the game. I'm not sure that's the shot that they wanted, but he was open. There's 14 seconds left. In those end games, I'd like to see guys going at the basket, forcing a team to foul you, trying to get and ones, make your free throws, keep the possessions going.
Taylor knocks down, and this one now becomes a 2-possession game. I think I agree with you on that one, Matt. I would rather see something quick to the rim, make it a 1-point ball game. They miss a free throw, and then all of a sudden you can get to the rim to tie it up.
Yeah,
and Taylor makes them both, and it's a 5-point ball game. Time out. Coach Keane, his 3rd and final. He will have to draw up 2 phases of play here because they need a score and a stop and another score.
Yeah.
Tough ask with 13.5 seconds to go. Worthing lead this one 75-70.
Yeah, and it's hard to say, isn't it, when you're looking at MVPs or a player of the game and I think it's probably important, Mark, that we talk about both teams as well, because for about the 500,000th time in his career, I think Zaire Taylor's got to be looked at for an MVP, certainly in these games. And I think, Rockets early on, the first 5 minutes, Diankulu was electric, and then has really gone off. We haven't found him then. He hasn't impacted the game as much in that. And Williams has been really the main scoring threat. Williams and Leon Francis as well. Those 2 guys have had to carry the bulk of the scoring for the Rockets outside of a few chippies. So tough to look outside of those guys. Certainly guys that impacted the game. You can certainly look at Richardson as someone that's come in and just done what he does, but he's certainly very, very difficult to play against. Francis as well, with a shout for impact of the game, has come in and without his inside scoring, Rockets have looked as though they're struggling a bit.
2 or 3 here, Matt.
It should be a wide open 3 if they can get it quick, which they can't. And
Taylor somehow saves it. And this one's going to be all she wrote. The steal from Taylor takes too many quick ticks off the clock. Even with this 3 from Williams, and it's all done and dusted. Worthing, who led for most of the game, it comes back to a Reading slim margin, and they somehow fought themselves back into the game.
Yeah.
And they pull this one out by 5 points, almost a reversal of what happened last time. Crikey, Matt, what a final quarter.
Yeah, I mean, what a game. We said, didn't we, at the beginning? And it certainly looked like we're going to get a Rockets blowout. Then it looked like we're going to get a Thunder blowout. Then it looked like we're going down to the last possession. We got down to the last 23 seconds. I mean, what a great game for the for our sponsors to look out on the stream, the first one to get it. I think Rockets are going to be really disappointed with that one. I think they're going to look back at that and see possession after possession after possession. But not only that, they're going to look at the simplicity of which the Thunder were able to play. So for the majority of those games, when the coaches are looking at it, they'll look back at it and say, right, was that Worthing Thunder getting their way over us, or was that us showing that we made mistakes in that game? And it's always both. There's always a contention to look at both. But the game plan for Worthing seemed to look a lot simpler and more effective. And I think they probably deserved the win on the night. Rockets will be disappointed. They'll be disappointed in some of the decisions. And certainly you can look at that end game, and that just looks like a group that maybe have got a bit more time to go in them.
Okay, just as we kind of wrap things up a little bit here, just a shout from Gary Robinson to go to Thunder's Just Giving page. They're fundraising for backboards and rims and everything else at the minute, so head over to that page. Matt, I'm going to hand you some live stats quickly so you can have a look at your MVP. But yes, YouTube community, people who have joined us for the game, I sincerely appreciate it. Again, another really good turnout on both. There's 150 plus on both channels, so it's been a really good evening. Drop us a few notes of who the impact player was. I see a lot of votes for Ishmael Fontaine, a guy who kind of does it all. Saw a couple for Max Richardson. Again, he just a guy who does a lot of things good.
Yeah, but, and no one's mentioning Crawford either, is he? Are they? And Crawford comes up with 16 points, and it's a big dunk at the end, and, just does some really good stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I'd say from the Rockets' perspective, Francis probably is the leading scorer, kept scoring inside, and actually got Rockets back into that game a little bit. Him and Williams were the two guys that stood out for me. So I think Francis probably deserves it on the back of that, as we just look down on the court now and see the Black Lives Matter and all the names. And great to see Worthing doing that. I'm sure a number of these guys are vests available for supporters to buy, and how wonderful that is to see as a great opportunity for sport to be talking about things that go on in our culture as well.
Yeah, and just while Matt, you just get your thoughts together as we see a shot from our wonderful friends at the Great Outdoor Gym Company. Like I said, please go and look at their socials. There's a lot of TGO_outdoor gyms or TGO gym, Great Outdoor Gym. Like, check the channels out. Go and give them a follow. Mention that you saw them on the live stream. It does a ton for us. If you can say, I watched the stream and I followed you on social. It does a lot for when we're trying to promote our partnerships, and it goes a long way. So feel free to drop them a comment, a like, and a follow.
Yeah.
Right, Matt, as we kind of get a shot of the Reading players warming down, who was then your I think give us an MVP from both sides, right? So give us one from Worthing, and give us the official Elephant and Castle MVP for
the Rockets. Yeah, I mean, I think Zaire Taylor has got to be MVP for Worthing.
He's a near triple-double, isn't he, tonight?
Yeah, exactly. 23, 7 and 8. But not just that, it's the moments that he scores as well. And the moments that he scores makes such a big thing as well. And then for the Rockets, the Elephant and Castle impact of the game will go to Leon Francis, with his 18 and 11. And again, disappointing to do that in a loss, but certainly lots to learn from this game as well.
Thanks for that, Matt. So, yeah, Zaire Taylor, impact guy, Leon Francis. Just leaves me to say, as I kind of just clicking through some of the comments, thank you everybody for joining us again. Just been such a wonderful night. I really enjoy the engaged community. Lots of thank yous for you and I.
I hope the Fingal Crescent gang are watching.
I don't know if your neighbourhood are watching, but a good few comments on your work on the board, Matt. So good work on that. But like I said, we'll wrap this one up here. It's 75 Worthing, 70 for Reading. Worthing run out 5-point winners in their home away game. At Reading. And again, thank you to everyone at Worthing for helping us get this game on. Thank you to the chairman, Gary Johnson, and COVID officers and everybody else who kind of had to rearrange what they do to get this on tonight. So, very much appreciated. Join us again for the next one. Details we don't know. They change a lot. We don't think we're prior Christmas now.
No, but who knows?
But who knows? It's a very good point. Who knows?
And best of luck to Cam Hildreth as well, and the GB guys as well on their weekend game. They play tomorrow as well. So let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah, again, appreciated. If you want to share some comments with the Rockets media team, if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, be sure to get onto social channels. Let us know. I said it earlier that we're probably the best stream, allegedly the best Quadri. I made sure I prefaced all of my bits on social. I was genuinely only kidding. But thank you
Make
for
the game
joining.
win, Mark.
Make the game win always.
Make the game win.
Make the game win. Thanks for joining us again. Just leaves me to say good night. Matt, say good night to the people.
Good night, people. Good night.
And we will catch you next time.